Well, let's solve some linear equations today. These are very interesting little beasties, and I've got some rules for you to show you how to do it, and we will absolutely clean up. So, equations are like a mathematical balance, like a scales they are. You remember those old-fashioned scales with the fulcrum in the middle, and there's one side hangs down from the left and the other side hangs down from the right, where you can put all the weights on them. Yes, well, that's what I mean, like a mathematical scales of justice, if you like, and or a balance, which can be, and it can be used to solve for a given pronumeral. We're trying to find the value of a certain pronumeral by keeping both sides of the equals, or the balance, or the scales, balanced or equal. We have to keep both sides balanced, whatever we do, by doing the same to both sides, while we play the game of opposites. So, until the pronumeral is the last man standing on either the left or the right side, depending on which way we play the game. Now, that might sound like a lot of gobbledygook, but let's just have a look and I'll show you what we do. Once we've done that, we simply read off the value of that pronumeral that we're interested in. So equations are solved by undoing any operation that has been done or performed on the pronumeral, and what we do is, when we solve two-step equations, the reverse order of the operations is applied. But look, that all sounds like verbal gobbledygook, so let's just show you how we do them, and then you'll really get it, okay? So here's some examples for us to do. Here's A. Now we've got to solve that. Well, it's number A, and we're solving for A. So let's just put it down there like that now. Okay, A plus 27, in other words, if you add 27 to A, you're going to get 71. What we're meant to find out is what is A, such that that would be the case. Okay, now the left-hand side equals the right-hand side, so we instantly have a balancing act here. So I'm going to do something to the left side of that equation and to the right-hand side of the equation, so as to get A by himself, in this case on the left. So we want A by itself on the left-hand side. So I'm going to subtract 27, but I'm going to do it from both sides, because 27 minus 27 is the exact opposite of plus 27, and we are playing the game of opposites, but we do it to both sides of the equation. Okay, so that's the game we play. So A plus 27 minus 27 equals 71 minus 27. Now we do what we call a clean-up line, okay? And the scales are balanced. Oh yes, the scales are balanced, okay? So let's keep going. So therefore we know that A, because this plus 27 and minus 27 knock each other out, that equals a zero term there, so we don't bother to put anything in, equals 71 minus 27, which comes to exactly 44. So therefore A must have been 44. And if we indeed check that out, if we take 44 and we add 27 to 44, we will get 71. So we're feeling terrific, because we've basically played the game, kept the scales balanced, and played the game of opposites until A was the last man standing. Okay, here's B. This time we've got D divided by 16 is equal to 3 1/4. So I think we'll put that 3 1/4 into a fractional, what they call an improper fraction or a vulgar fraction form. Now, the way you do that, by the way, is you say 4 times 3 is 12 plus 1 is 13, and it's all over 4, okay? Now, what we're going to do now is we're going to multiply both sides by 16, because multiplying is the opposite of what you see there. We're dividing by 16 in this term here, so we're going to do the opposite and multiply by 16 to both sides, though, so we can keep those scales balanced. So there we go. So we've got D over 16 times 16 equals 13 over 4 times 16. Yes? Very good. Now we're going to do a clean-up line now. Those 16s cancel out, top and bottom, and we're left with, oh, there's something on the right as well. 4 goes into 16 4 times. Okay, now we can basically clean that up and re-express it on the next line as D equals 13 times 4, and because we only had 1s left on the bottom line here, we don't bother to write that anymore as a fraction. Okay, and 13 times 4 is 52. So D must have been 52. How exciting, yes? Another one down. Okay, let's conquer number C now. This time we've got a square root one. So we're saying that the square root of e is equal to 0.87. Well, ladies and gentlemen, what is the opposite of taking the square root? Well, we play the game of opposites and we do it on both sides to keep both sides balanced, as we know, so we square both sides. Yeah? So therefore we take the square root of e squared, right, is equal to 0.87 squared. Okay? Now, do you know what the square root of e squared is equal to? Well, if you're not sure, just think of an example. For example, if e was, let's say, 16, right? So what would the square, we're starting with 16, right? In this case, in the example I'm making up, e would be 16, so what's the square root of 16? Yes, it's 4. What's 4 squared? 16. So taking the square root and squaring gets us to exactly back to the point where we started. Okay, so what we're saying is that e will be this thing squared, which if we do it on the calculator, we get that. Yes? Most excellent. What about this next one, okay? This time we've got something squared. Okay, so we're saying that f squared equals 4 over 25. So what would f be? Well, you tell me, what's the opposite of squaring something? We play the game of opposites, we keep both sides balanced by doing the same thing to both sides. And what do? We take the square root of both sides and we get f will be, okay, it'll be plus or minus the square root of 4 over 25, which is 2/5, okay? So there we have it. I've just forgot to put the plus or minus signs in there, so I've just done it for you. Plus or minus, and plus or minus over there, okay? Plus or minus is the answer, because if you have minus 2/5 all squared, you'll still get 4 over 25, okay? Just the same as if you had plus 2/5 all squared, you get 4 over 25, yeah? Okay, to keep us alive and help us to thrive. So what else have we got here for you? We've got these beasties. Now we've got to solve these now. Okay, let's go. These are two-step equation solutions. So basically, when we have these two-step equation solutions, we work our way back to the pronumeral in reverse order, leaving the pronumeral to last. So in other words, we're going to operate on this 6 term here and leave the y term till last, okay? That's what I mean by reverse order. Because in this expression here we've taken 5 times y and we've subtracted 6 to get 79. So we're going to first start on the 6 and then go back to the 5y term to get y. That's how we do it. Okay, so 5y minus 6 equals 79. Play the game of opposites on both sides to stay balanced. And we add 6 to both sides and we do that. Yes, and then the left-hand side cleans up to 5y equals 85. Now we're going to do the game of opposites again, dividing both sides by 5. And we get that. Now, that's going to cancel there. And on the right-hand side, 5 is going to go into 85 17 times. So we can now do a clean-up line to say that y is equal to 17 over 1, or just 17. Yes? Great. B, for you and me, we've got 4x over 9 equals 5. So therefore, what are we going to do? That's a two-step process as well. It doesn't matter which one we do first, the 4 or the 9 there, because that'll work just the same. So yes, we play the game of opposites on both sides to stay balanced. Multiplying both sides by 9, okay, we're going to get that. That's the way I've chosen to do it, and then I'll divide both sides by 4 in a moment. So let's just cancel that out. The 9 goes into the 9 once on the left, and I think that's pretty right now. Doing a clean-up line, 4x equals 45, and dividing both sides by 4, we're going to get, what are we going to get? X equals 45 over 4, which doesn't divide evenly, so we'll just leave it as 45 over 4. If you like, you could make it 11 1/4, but I'm happy with 45 over 4. Yes? Okay, this is the last page now, I think. We're going to solve these now. These have pronumerals on both sides. No problem. So what do? We play the game of opposites to get all the pronumerals on one side and all the numbers on the other side. Okay? You happy with that? Very good. Then we solve using the game of opposites as we've been accustomed to doing so far in this video, keeping both sides balanced, yes, doing the same thing to both sides all the time. Okay, here's A. We've got 5h plus 13 is equal to 2h minus 2. Well, I think we'll have the h's on the left and the numbers on the right, don't you? That's as good as any, really. So let's start on the h's, getting them all together on the left, so we'll subtract. See, this is 2h here, so if we minus 2h from both sides, that'll get rid of that one on there, and it'll put him over there as a minus 2h, yeah? Very good. Now, clean up line now. 3h plus 13 is equal to just minus 2 because the 2h there and the minus 2h knocked each other out, yeah? Now we're going to subtract 13 from both sides to get that number away from the left-hand side because the numbers, remember, we were going to get them over there. Okay? So we've got 3h plus 13 minus 13 is minus 2 minus 13, and therefore, cleaning up now, 3h equals minus 15. Now we're going to divide both sides by 3, and what do we get? That's what we get. Now cancelling out on the left, yes, and cancelling out on the right, yes, we get h is minus 5, yes? Very good. Here comes B. Okay, what's that one? Okay, so now the first decision we've got to make is which side do we want the pronumerals on and which side do we want the numbers on? Because we've got pronumerals and numbers on both sides of this equation, so we have to fix that. I think we'll have the pronumerals over on the left and the numbers over on the right, don't you? Good, well let's do that. Now, what do we need to do first? We subtract 14 from both sides. That's getting the numbers off the left, yes? Okay, let's do that. And clean up line required. Very good, very good, yes? Now, what have we got to do now? Get the pronumerals all on the left, so we'll add D to get rid of this D over here and get him over there, okay? So what's that? Minus 4D plus D equals 13 minus D plus D. This will knock the D's out from over here. And what does it leave us? Minus 3D is equal to 13. Now, the last step, guys, we're going to divide both sides by this minus 3, okay? Now, be careful with this. I'm going to show you. So we've got minus 3D over minus 3 is equal to plus 13 over minus 3. Okay? Now, cancel. Yes, that cancels. And what does it get us? Now, look. You see how you've got a minus here and a minus there. The signs are the same. The signs are the same. So that gets us, when the signs are the same, the answer is plus. When the signs are different, the answer is minus. So that gets us a plus D is minus 13 over 3. Okay, do you get that? Because this was a plus 13, we divided by minus 3. The signs are different, so the answer is negative. Okay? Do you get that? So D is minus 13 over 3. That's how you write the answer. Don't need to write this plus anymore because it's understood if you don't write it to be a plus. Okay, let's do C now. What's that one? Goodness, looks pretty gurky, doesn't it? We've got brackets here, so we've got to, first of all, guys, we need to get rid of those brackets so we can see what we're doing. So we'll multiply that out. X is on the left, yes, I'm saying we'll have the X's on the left and we'll have the numbers on the right-hand side. Thank you, that'll do. So I've multiplied out the bracket in that line there that you can see. Do you agree with that? Right, now I'm going to get rid of this 6 off here and by adding 6 to both sides. Yes? Good. Now cleaning up, 2x equals, yes, that's right, 10x plus 26. Now, I'm going to get the x's over on the left-hand side now, so I'm going to subtract 10x to get rid of that 10x there and bring him over here, right, where he belongs on the left. So 2x minus 10x equals 10x minus 10x plus 26, yes, that's good. Now cleaning up now, guys, minus 8x equals, and these 10x's knock each other out, just leaving 26. Now the last step is we've got to divide both sides by minus 8, just to get x by himself, yes? Okay, there it comes. Now be extra specially careful, because this is minus 8 times x divided by minus 8, watching your signs. This is plus 26 divided by minus 8. Yes, now let's do our cancelling. They cancel, and I think you'll get some cancelling over there. 2 goes into 8 4 times, and 2 goes into 26 13 times. I think we're ready to go now. Now, can you see that this left-hand side will give us a plus? Because you've got 2 minuses, the signs are the same. You'll get a minus over here because you've got a plus and a minus, the signs are different. Okay? That's what you get. And you can just write the answer like that. Alright? Are you happy with that? Very good, that's it. And you're a star, huzzah, and you'll go far. If you do plenty of practice, you will. So, do you get it? The rules are very simple. The rules are very simple. You just play the game of opposites, keeping the scales always balanced until you get the pronumeral that you want on his own as the last man standing on one side of your equation. Okay? Okay, we'll see you next time. Go and practice. Thanks and bye-bye.